welcome to the Saga Dawa Düchen special Global Sangha Practice Day with the Tara Mandala International Buddhist Community. Thank you for being here today. I'm Drimé, and it's my honor and pleasure to offer support to you all today. We gather for a unique occasion. Saga Dawa Düchen, the full moon of the fourth month of the Tibetan lunar calendar, commemorates the enlightenment and parinirvāṇa of the Buddha. It's believed that the effects of our positive or negative actions today are multiplied 10 million times. This is also a historic day, as at this gathering, we will be unveiling the new statue of Machig Labdrön at our Tara temple in Colorado. Machig Labdrön was an 11th century Tibetan yogini whose teachings and practices of Che have profoundly influenced all schools of Tibetan Buddhism. This amazing statue was commissioned for Tara Mandala in Nepal 3 years ago. It's been predicted to remove obstacles for Tara Mandala, Lama Tsultrim, and the world. It's also important that you shared this moment with us today, together with our founder and spiritual director, Lama Tsultrim Allione, and her son, the resident teacher at the Tara Mandala Retreat Center in Colorado, Tulku Ösel Dorje. I welcome everyone gathered in the temple at Tara Mandala Retreat Center, the members of our team, and guests. I welcome all leaders of the Tara Mandala Global Sanghas and groups who continue to support Lama Tsultrim's lineage and meet regularly to practice. For those of you who are joining our community today for the first time, we extend our warmest welcome to you as well. While we can't see you at the moment, we do feel your presence. It would be very nice if you take the opportunity to say hello in the chat to our teachers and the entire community who is with us right now, and share where you are connecting from. Let's truly embrace the fact that we are here together today. So it's now my great pleasure and honor to welcome Lama Tsultrim Allione. Lama Tsultrim, we would like to request that you turn the wheel of the profound Dharma for the benefit of all sentient beings. Thank you so much.
That's beautiful, Drimé. I want to welcome everyone. That we are doing something we've never done before here today. We will be tuning into the Tara Temple in Colorado, as well as me in California. So we've been doing lots of backstage organization, figuring this out. It's very amazing that we can do this. And thanks to everyone who's joining. I'm seeing some names coming in from England, from Connecticut, Minnesota, from all over. And let's take a moment to raise bodhicitta for this amazing occasion, to generate a heartfelt intention to be together for the benefit of all beings. And this is a special day. Any actions that we take multiply in terms of their positive impact hundreds of thousands of times. This is the most auspicious day of the year. And so our bodhicitta, as we raise it, is multiplied. Let's feel that happening. Wonderful. That's amazing. It's very palpable. Feel it. Can you feel that too? So this is a celebration of Sakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha is considered to be the fourth Buddha in history, and he's our Buddha. He's the Buddha of our eon. And so I thought I'd take the opportunity today to tell the story about Sakyamuni's enlightenment night, because this is the day of his enlightenment night. It was on this full moon. And it was also his birth and his parinirvāṇa, according to the Tibetan tradition. That's why it's the most important holiday of the year. And I'm so happy that we're celebrating this together, and also that the Machig statue, the Machig Labdrön statue, arrived just in time for this day. And so you will be actually witnessing toward the end of our broadcast the unveiling of the face of that statue, which none of us have seen before. And this is a historic occasion because the statue is very important for Tara Mandala, because this is our lineage. Machig Labdrön is the main lineage at Tara Mandala. So it's really a very important moment, and amazing that we can do this together, and the technology. And I want to thank everyone at Tara Mandala who has been working on the technology to make this happen. And also to Drimé, who's in Poland. It's just amazing that we can do things like this. And wonderful that all of you can be here from many different places. So I thought I'd tell that story of the night. Remember that the Buddha has been practicing asceticism. He has gotten so weak that he actually couldn't stand up. He was on the verge of dying. And he realized, I'm not going to get the answer to my question of what is the cause of suffering if I'm dead. And so he made the decision to eat something. After he did, he was given this milk rice by Sujata, who was a village maiden who lived near the Bodhi tree. And so this was the first time he sort of accepted life back in, and also the feminine, this nurturing milk rice, which is like mother's milk. He allowed himself to take that in. It strengthened him enough that he could stand up. And he decided, okay, I have eaten, which was the breaking of his ascetic vows, but I'm going to use that strength until I get the answer to my question, what is the cause of suffering? And so he, around sunset, he headed to find a tree to sit under, to find somewhere to sit. And on his way, he came upon a farmer who was cutting kusha grass. And he requested from the farmer a bundle of grass for his cushion. And I think that's interesting because it's important to be comfortable when you meditate. Sometimes I think people think, oh, you should be really like so straight and so rigid and actually uncomfortable. But in any instructions on meditation in Buddhism, it says, take a comfortable seat. And so the Buddha created what he could for a comfortable seat. And he found this place to sit under a tree. And now scholars believe that this could have been a Yakshini shrine. Yakshinis are actually the first Buddhist goddesses, and they were tree spirits. And there were Yakshini shrines all around India where the Buddha did practice during his lifetime, and there's actual historical record of them recorded in that way. And so I love the idea that the Buddha is in a goddess shrine where he takes his seat under this sacred tree of the Yakshini. So he sits down and begins to meditate. And so as soon as he sits down, Mara arrives. Mara is, in a way, his nemesis. It's like the part of his own mind that's blocking his enlightenment. And so Mara appears and says to him, "This is not your seat. This is my seat." And the Buddha says, "No, this is my seat. I'm taking this seat." And Mara says, "By what right do you claim this seat? It's mine." And so this is really an interesting moment to me, because thinking about ourselves as practitioners, how often do we feel in some way that our practice is not legitimate in some way, or not good enough, or it's not our seat? And we have to claim it. It is. So the Buddha says, by the right of all my previous lives as a bodhisattva, so all the karmic merit that he has accumulated over lifetimes, he is saying that's giving me the right to take this seat. And so Mara says, who's your witness for all these lives? You don't have a witness. You're just saying that. And then the Buddha reaches down, reaches forward, and touches the earth and says, the earth is my witness. Perhaps if any of you are near the ground, sitting on the ground and can touch the earth, go ahead and do that. Feel like the earth is my witness. And that's a beautiful thought too, that really when we sit, when we meditate, the Mother Earth is our witness. And so when he does that, the earth trembles. And in some of the oldest Buddhist statues, you have the goddess of the earth, Prithivi, coming up and touching her fingers to the fingers of the Buddha as he touches the earth. So he has, again, this connection with the feminine, the goddess of the earth coming up, supporting him. And in that moment, when he touches the earth, connects with her, Mara slinks away into the darkness because there's an earthquake. He gets afraid and he disappears. So that's such a beautiful moment just in the beginning of the night. So now he's claimed his seat. He begins to sit. And once he is sitting, the air clears. He goes to deeper levels of meditation. His mind opens into an effortless awareness. And he turns his mind to untying the reasons for sickness, old age, and death. But there's still more attacks from Mara. Mara comes back with his daughters and tries to seduce the Buddha with sexuality, with sensuality. And the Buddha just sits through it. He's not fighting it. He's just not going there. He's not getting caught. So again, this is a part of his own mind, really. And then aggression comes in the form of armies, and they shoot arrows at him, arrows of aggression and anger. And then he returns them with love. And as they reach him, as these arrows reach him, they turn into arrows of flowers. And then he emanates love out to that aggression energy. And so then he goes deeper into meditation, and then ultimately he sees the connections that lead to suffering, sickness, old age, and death. And so I'm going to tell you that sequence that he sees, because it's very interesting how he unpacked it that night. He saw that the condition for birth, lay in the process of already set in motion by grasping and craving. The cause of that was desire. The condition of this desire, caused by feelings like pleasure, pain, and indifference, the three sort of fundamental feelings. The cause of these feelings was sense contact. The condition for this was the senses themselves, the five senses. The condition of the sense fields is the body-mind itself. So this is a whole process that the Buddha unpacked that night. The body-mind itself develops from consciousness. Mind, body, and consciousness condition each other to make a sense of self. The condition necessary for consciousness is volitional impulses. Volitional impulses come from ignorance. And all of that ends in old age, sickness, and death. So that's the process. So the cause of suffering he saw occurs when we slip into ignorance. And so fundamentally, that is the essential problem that the Buddha perceived, ignorance. So that's not knowing. And we can simplify this in terms of our understanding in the Dzogchen tradition or in Mahamudra as simply either it's Rigpa, awareness, or it's non-Rigpa, Marigpa, which is non-awareness or dimmed awareness. So there's always awareness present. Right now, as you're listening to me, there's awareness, right? That's how you're listening. But there's also a bigger awareness there right now for you. A vast, beginningless awareness, beginningless and endless. That awareness is always present. However, it's dimmed by various causes. And that whole sequence that the Buddha saw is the process of the dimming, the process of the marigpa, the ignorance happening. So the Buddha was very analytical, and he really looked at this so carefully and saw all these different parts. But fundamentally, it's the dimming of that fundamental awareness that is all pervasive and ever present. And therefore, there is the potential of instantaneously releasing that dimming quality and being in the unconditioned, vast, unborn, undying awareness. That's always there. It's always here. So that's just so amazing. And this is what the Buddha talked about and what he taught in a really fundamental way. So I'm going to go on through the night. So when the Buddha saw that sort of process, he continued to meditate. And then in the third watch of the night, and the watches would be the guards that would stay up all night, and they had to take turns so they wouldn't fall asleep. So they had these different watches. So in the third watch of the night, he saw the cause of suffering and had understood dependent arising in the first watch, and then the resultant suffering from that. And now in the third watch, he saw the way out. How do we get out of this? Through tracking in reverse the dependent arising process. So he saw that whole process unravel in reverse. So going back from sickness, old age, and death, all the way to ignorance. And he thought, oh, yeah, that's the unraveling of this process. And then he said some very beautiful words once he had seen this. And this is very famous quote from the Buddha's teachings. And this is what he said at the first light of dawn, after he'd seen that reversal process. He said, seeking but not finding the house builder, in other words, the self, I travel through countless reverse. So painful is birth over and over again. House builder, now you have been seen. House builder, now you have been seen. That's the self, the ignorance. You shall not build the house again. Your rafters have been broken down, your ridgepole demolished. My mind has now attained unformed nirvana, and reaching the end of every kind of craving, I have attained the unborn. My liberation is stable. This is my last birth. There will be no renewal of becoming. So that's what he said, the first light of dawn. That he had unraveled it and that it was not going to reverse, that this wasn't a temporary understanding, it was a stable understanding. And notice that he says, I have attained the unborn. So the unborn is that state which is not created and does not pass away. Unborn and unceasing. So that's what the Buddha attained on this night, this beautiful night. I think in many parts of the world, this is a beautiful time of year. The weather, it's warmer, and it's a good time to sit outside, sit all night. And in some traditions, they do that. They actually meditate all night on this night and other full moon nights to recall this night of the Buddha. And imagine just staying up all night meditating, that he didn't fall asleep, that he sat. And I love that image of him with the full moon under the Yakshini tree, with the goddess of the earth under him, supporting him, and having taken that milk rice from Sujata. So really he's contained by the feminine. He's being held by the feminine as he goes through his process and finally discovers the answers to this most profound question. And then he wasn't sure if he should teach or not. And he actually waited 6 weeks and walked and thought and waited and thought that what he had understood, that there's no self, that there's no Brahma, that was too outrageous and that he probably shouldn't explain it or try to teach anybody because it was against the stream. That's what he called it. These teachings are against the stream. And so now all of us 2,500 years later are still moving against the stream into these profound, really revolutionary teachings of the Buddha to say that there's no God, that there's no Brahma, and there's no permanent self. That's still considered somewhat outrageous, but because it's outrageous, it's also corresponding to science, which would say the same thing. And so to be a practicing Buddhist, you don't have to go against science or sort of like put science on the side and say, okay, that's science, but this is my religion. You don't have to do that, because what the Buddha discovered has been scientifically proven. Impermanence, emptiness. Nothing truly exists in the solid way we think it does. That's all scientific. And also it's important to remember today that the Buddhist path is a path of inquiry. It's not a path of belief. The Buddha didn't ask us to learn all this and say, okay, just believe this. Trust me. He said, you go look, meditate. It's a path of meditation. You go check yourself and see if this is true. And so that's really what our path is. And as Sanghas of practitioners, that's what we're doing. We're exploring for ourselves the path. And of course, there's many teachings that have evolved since that time under the Bodhi tree, many traditions in different countries. There's the Vajrayana tradition in Tibet. There's Zen in Japan, Korea. There's also a tantric path in Japan. There's China, Sri Lanka. There's so many places in the world where there is Buddhism, and now there is in the West as well. But although it's different in each culture and where it manifests and how it manifests, we always go back to this moment of the Buddha's enlightenment. And then he taught for many years. He was finally inspired to teach by the gods, came and said, please teach. And then he met his friends he practiced asceticism with, and they asked him, they saw him, and they didn't want to talk to him because he had broken with them. He'd broken his commitment to asceticism. But when they saw him approaching, he was so beautiful and so radiant. They just couldn't help themselves. And they stood up and bowed to him and said, where have you been? And what have you understood? And he taught them for the first time. And that was the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. And that's the base of Buddhism. So let's take a moment and feel into that historical figure of the Buddha. Our own connection with that. And also our own Buddha nature, the Buddha within, that awakeness, that complete, total awakeness that is within each of us. And then feeling gratitude to the Buddha and seeing the Buddha in the sky in front of you. Let's do the mantra of the Buddha a little bit today. And as we're doing this mantra, see the Buddha and feel the Buddha within yourself. So the mantra is Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Sakya Muni Ye Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Ye Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Ye Swaha. So I'm going to sing this with a melody that I learned from Kuna Rinpoche, who was a great Lama, one of the teachers of the Dalai Lama, who lived in Bodh Gaya in the later part of his life. And he was from Kunu, which is a Himalayan province, quite remote and not considered to be an important place. But this Lama came from there, and then he went to Tibet, and he studied all over Tibet, all different lineages. And he became very learned and highly respected. And he became a teacher of great lamas, like the Dalai Lama. himself. And I met him in Bodh Gaya in 1970 and used to go and visit him in his room in the Tibetan vihara there. Just a simple little room that he had there. And he didn't have any teeth. And so when he pronounced these mantras, it was a little different than how I'm saying them. And he would really go into a meditative state, and he would make you repeat the mantra after him. And that's how I learned this mantra from Kuna Rinpoche, 1970. So I'll sing it in the way I learned it from him, and please join me. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni Swaha. 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 Feel that Buddha in front of you dissolve into you. Feeling that luminosity, that light, that awakeness joining with the awakeness within you. And feel your own self illuminated. Really being the Buddha within you. And then offer a dedication of this little practice for the benefit of all beings everywhere. Thank you. And now we're going to Tara Mandala. We're going to Tara Mandala. Here we are. Now we're in Tara Mandala. And this is my precious son, Tulku Ösel Dorje, in the temple at Tara Mandala. Greetings.
Greetings, Lama, and welcome everyone to Tara Mandala. And here I am, behind me is our main shrine on this side, and on this side is the new Machig that has just arrived, as Lama has already told. So this is an important moment for us here in our community because the central figure that Machig plays, as Lama has already said, and so we're really excited to be able to welcome this new Machig into our temple. And none of us have seen the face yet, but at the end of this event, we will unveil the face of Machig, and so that will be very exciting because the artist that made this Machig is also the artist that has made all the 21 Tārās here at Tara Mandala. And he's really, truly an exceptional artist with a lineage and actually belongs to the Shakya family, the Shakya clan, which is the clan of the Buddha Shakyamuni. So we have that connection as well. So having welcomed you now, please, we're going to introduce the 21 Tārās that are here, and Lama is going to talk a little bit more about that.
Thank you. Yeah, we thought we'd give you a little tour of the temple. Many of you have been doing the course in the 21 Tārās with Lopa Chandra. And so we're going to do a circumambulation of the temple with the 21 Tārās. And so the first one is Nyurma Palmo, swift heroine who increases bodhicitta and overpowers obstacles. That's Nyurma. She's called for short. And then the second Tara is Lotar Yangchenma, or Vajrasaraswati. It's also a goddess in Hindu tradition. Melodious one, the treasure of intelligence. So she oversees the arts and learning. And the third one, Tara Sermo Sonam Topke, the golden one, who increases the power of merit. So she's connected to merit, and that's what we are generating today. This very special day, imagine all the benefit of chanting those Buddha mantras when they're multiplied hundreds of thousands of times on this special day. And now the fourth one, Suktor Namgyalma, Ushni Vijara, the victorious one, Ushnisha, who accomplishes immortality. She came out of the top of the head of the Buddha, and very important Tara. And then the fifth Tara, Rigje Lamo, Kurukule, magnetizing goddess of Vedic knowledge. And then the sixth Tara, Jigje Chenmo, the great terrifying lady who completely destroys negativity. And then the seventh Tara, Shenje Mitupma, unconquerable, fierce lady who dispels wars and natural disasters. That's important, right? Wars and natural disasters. The 8th Tara, Tara Shenjen Migyalwe Pamo, invincible heroine who destroys criticism and harm. That's important also. The 9th Tara, Sengdeng Nak, the noble Tara of the teak forest who protects from all fears. So this is the form of green Tara in the 21 Taras, particularly connected to fear, which I've spoken about before, how Tara is connected to fear. We've all felt fear, I think, maybe more in the last few years than we have normally. And then the 10th Tara, Jigten Sumle Gyalma, victorious over the 3 worlds, she who overpowers the universe. So that's Jigten Sumle Gyalma. That's the 10th Tara, and then the 11th Tara, Norterma. She's connected to poverty, overcoming poverty, and therefore wealth. So enrichment on all levels, not only financial, but that inner sense of richness. We can be very rich and feel poor. So this is working with that enriching quality. And then a Tara that we have focused on quite a bit, Tara Tashi Donjema, who is what we call the climate change Tara. She accomplishes auspiciousness, bringing timely seasons, prosperity, and harmony to the land. So very important, Tashi Donjema, 12th Tara. And then the 13th Tara we've been doing for the war in their Ukraine. This is the Tara Yule Galjema, victorious over war and other obstacles, with and without form. So specifically, and she has the third eye. She's the only one that has the third eye of the 21 Taras. Powerful. And then the 14th is Tronir Chenma, the frowning lady, destroying evil of the 9 kinds of harm doers, 8 classes of spirits, and obstructing forces. So she's specifically for overcoming obstructive forces. And the 15th Tara, Rabjima, perfectly calm one, pacifying evil deeds and obscurations. And then the 16th Tara, Rigna Topsum, destroyer of the power of evil spells cast by enemies and sorcerers. So this is when there's negativity being sent toward you. And of course, in the old days, this was magic and sort of black magic. But there's still ways that people send negative energy toward each other now, even if they're not specifically doing magic. Just sending bad intentions to someone is a kind of harm, and that's what this Tara is for. Protect from that. And then the 17th Tara is Pakme Ngonma, boundless subduer who binds enemies, robbers, thieves, and hunters. So stops all of them, binds them. It's just amazing, these Taras, everything that they do. The 18th Tara, Tara Maja Chenmo, the great peacock, protecting from and pacifying all kinds of poison. So this can be used like if there was a nuclear war and there was just poison everywhere and all the poisons that we already have in our environment and in our bodies. This is a good Tara for that. Or let's say you've had chemotherapy and you want to get rid of that chemotherapy effect, that poison in your body, then you could do that Tara, 18th Tara, Maja Chemo. And then the 19th, Dukarmo, the invincible queen of the white umbrella, who dispels conflicts and bad dreams. So bad omens, that Tara. It's the 19th. And then the 20th Tara, we also have done for COVID, and also we did it when the Ebola epidemic began in Africa. It's specifically for epidemics. And the way she's described is that she's clothed in medicinal leaves. I love that. She's clothed and she has a skirt of medicinal leaves. And she's in the forest and she has a container of medicine over her shoulder. So her name is Ritro Loma Gyonma. So it's the mountain Tara, clothed in leaves, Loma Gyonma. That's the 20th Tara. And then finally the 21st Tara, Lama Tsultrim, the goddess endowed with light, who replenishes the longevity and life forces of the sick. So she's also the Tara for travel, the Tsultrim. That's the 21st Tara. And also longevity and life force of the sick. So that's the 21 Taras of our temple. Thank you very much. Clifton was the one who was taking us on that tour. We didn't see him, but we could see the Tārās. And yes, so now we'll go to the butter lamp lighting. Many of you sent in offerings for butter lamps and sent prayers with those. That's an extremely auspicious thing to do today, or before today, for today. To make offerings of light is one of the traditional ways that you celebrate Saga Dawa Düchen. And so I'm going to read those prayers as we go ahead and light those lamps. Some of the prayers are anonymous, but I'll still read the prayer that they put in. And so these are all the butter lamps. So let's take a minute and gather up our intentions again for all these prayers. And you can also make your own prayers right now in your mind for the Buddha, to Machig Labdrön today, in a special day. And I will read the prayers that people sent in, and if they made their name visible, then I will say the name. So the first one is anonymous, dedicated to Fabian Moreta Avila. Second one is Catherine Carnitas, for the enlightenment of all beings. Hella Krauter, wishes for peace. Anonymous, offering prayers and support to my wonderful mother, Lucia Bianchi of Scotia, New York. And then also prayers for Leah Leach, Joshua Leach, Samantha Leach, Kami Leach, Katie and Joshua Young, Indiana, for all their long and happy marriage. Blessings and thanks to Tara Mandala and all of the teachers. Teresa Lang, may we have courage and love as we face our difficulties. Tara, please accompany me. Anonymous, on this auspicious day, I dedicate these butter lamps to all of the refugees on the planet. May they each find some comfort and relief today. That's a beautiful prayer. For the safe passing of the Bardo, for Thurston Pettis, for protection of her venerable Lai of Lingjiao Mountain, Wusheng Monastery, for the health and strength of Oliver Chu Skelcher, and to the well-being of Vicky Chu. And that's all from Vivian Chu. And then we have from Hishima Valhingam, dedication and prayers for the peaceful and loving year for all sentient beings, and prayers for healing and trauma and sickness in my family. Thank you, Lama, and all of Tara Mandala for all you do. So as I'm reading these prayers, you can join them. Like, and you don't just listen, like send that out. Oh, there, send that prayer, send that prayer. And then Sarah Taylor, may positive energy be magnified as I build my new life and commit more fully to my creative path with great health, joy, ease, grace, abundance, and fulfillment. Anonymous, prayers for Ishwarbai Patel, Ladita Ben Patel, Hena Patel, Mahesh Patel, Maya Patel, Akash Patel, Urvi Patel, Rakesh Patel, and all the other Patels. And Rakshi Patel is hospitalized and he has tuberculosis and is breathing through a ventilator. Please pray for Rakesh, not Rakshi, Rakesh Patel. Athen Makdain, with gratitude, love, compassion. And then Anonymous, prayers for my family during hard times and all families. Anonymous, for homeless, heavily addicted sentient beings and prisoners. Anonymous, for cancer patients and survivors still fearing it to come back. Anonymous, may all beings benefit. Anonymous, Diane Elaine Robinson, in her late 70s, lives in Grass Valley, California, not doing well currently. She's in the hospital having tests run, and kidneys are of particular concern. May she be well. Anonymous, a prayer for the strength and well-being of Adzam Rinpoche and his international Sangha. Bodhi Strope. By the way, that one was from Laurel in Montreal. It wasn't actually anonymous. Dedicated to the long life of Lama Tsultrim Allione and all our lineage teachers. Bodhi's here today helping with this transmission. May this offering benefit all beings everywhere. He's so amazing and helpful for Tara Mandala for many years now. This is the one from me, actually. May the blessings of Sakyamuni Buddha and his teachings of peace and deep wisdom remain stable, and may all beings be free of suffering and the causes of suffering, and create happiness and the causes of happiness. Anonymous, to Samia, Farag, and Ibren El Henidis, long life and health. Jill Field, long life prayer for Lily Field, that's her daughter. Adila Shirkowski, Adila in Kensho, Wisconsin, may blessings abound and all be auspicious. Estelle Guhart, and please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing these names. May all women discover their beauty and strength. May they be themselves. May we all be free from conditioning and ignorance, light and joy to all. Teresa Gohara, she's in Oregon, illuminating my new path. Naomi Weisler, dedicated to her son Tom, Jack Gohagen. May they grow in peace, compassion, and wisdom, have good friends, be happy, and have meaningful lives. Also to her 13-year-old daughter, Kara Rose, who's affected by puberty. May she grow in compassion, wisdom, and be peaceful and kind. And also to her 18-year-old son, Aaron, leaving home for university. May all be auspicious for him, and he excel in his degree and have kind friends and be happy and grow in compassion and wisdom. So that's for all of her children. Robin Rashid, I dedicate my candles to help remove racism and hatred. That's a good one. In the hearts of all people, that people will see we are all one humanity. Pierre Froelich, please dedicate these lamps to Pierre Froelich. May he retrieve full health of body and mind. Jay Wren, for Saga Dawa Düchen, Unveiling of Machig Labdrön. Margaret Olge, Healing of Chuck Wilson. Sue Glumac, dedicated to the long life of our precious lamas and teachers in the sacred land of Tara Mandala. Thank you, Sue. She's here. Encinitas. Teresa Owen. To the merit of this offering to all beings suffering from war and displacement, especially from Ukraine, may their suffering be eased. Jeremy Marple, for Gloria Gilbert, suffering from breast cancer, Linda Marple, Steve Marple, Lauren Marple, Tim Marple, and Nawang Satan. And then anonymous prayers for peace and living free of violence. Juanita Chang, may Dorje, who passed on June 6th, find ease and a fortunate rebirth. May Greg, Pamela, Jonathan, Tricia be relieved from all suffering. May Mother Earth heal. Thank you for that. May the hearts of all beings be filled with love for one another. Whitney Wolf, old friend of Tara Mandala. World peace, healing for all. May family, friends, foes, enemies, acquaintances, unknowns live in harmony, kindness, love, peaceful heart, and may the Sanghas of the world rise up as awakened Buddhas and raise the victory banner of all sentient beings. I love that. Very visual. And then Carrie Avery, Marianne Himes and family, Joyce Paul and family, Jerry Connery and family. Gail Kerr, dedicated to you, dear Liam. May you find peace and relief from suffering. May you be blessed with joy. Susie Littner, so dear Sangha member, I dedicate this to the one in my practice who is suffering greatly, and there seems to be no good way forward. I offer this for her ease and deepest possible healing. And then Lisa Erickson offered, but there's no prayer. Kathy Grigg, dedication for the long life of Lama Tsultrim. Kathy's the one that's lighting these lamps, one of the people. Long life of Lama Tsultrim and all lamas. May the precious teachings of the Buddha continue to spread far and wide and be of benefit to all beings without exception. And then we just have a few more. Janice Murray, who passed away 6/9/22. Benefit all sentient beings. Okay, Janice Murray. Anonymous. May Lama Tsultrim have a long life and all her aspirations be fulfilled. May Tara Mandala flourish. May all beings be happy and attain awakening. May our planet be healed and loved. May I live my life in the Dharma and be a benefit to others. And then Kartarzan Matriba, for removal of mental, emotional, and physical obstacles for all beings. And then a dear friend in Switzerland, Sabine Kulf, teaches Tara all over Europe. She just says, Imaho, how wonderful. And that's the last one too. So that's Imaho, wonderful. Thanks to everybody lighting the lamps. It's so amazing, right? That we're here in Tara Mandala and we're also here in Encinitas, and all of you are here from wherever you're from. And I see some people are writing in prayers and aspirations. That's wonderful. Feel free to write in your own prayers and aspirations to connect with this moment. And so now I'm going to talk about the statue that we're unveiling today on this most perfect and auspicious day of the year. And so this statue is a statue, as Tulku Ösel said, that was commissioned 3 years ago. And when we saw our teacher in China, he said, he kind of is a visionary Lama. And he said, having sort of scanned the future, he said, oh, there's obstacles coming to Tara Mandala. We need to prevent those obstacles by doing certain things. And so immediately when I came back here, that time Tulku Ösel was still living in Nepal. I was still at Tara Mandala. I called together the Sangha, and many of you remember this, and said what had happened. And so he requested us to put an image of his own body to be near a photograph, a very large photograph, to be reproduced and then put near the old Gompa where he taught before. And so we did that some years ago. It was beautifully done by the really wonderful land manager that we had at that time, Andy. And he wasn't a Buddhist, but he had such a connection to that that energy and that act, and he did it with real reverence, set that up. And then he also told us to commission this statue. And it is a statue of Machig Labdrön, and he said this will prevent these obstacles or help to remove the obstacles that will occur. This was in 2019. And so we commissioned this statue from Bijaya Shakya. I'm not sure if Bijaya is here today with us, but he is part of a family. It's really a collective that creates these statues. He's sort of the main statue maker, but everyone does things. His brothers, his parents when they were alive, and then also his siblings and children of that whole, it's like a clan. And when he made the 21 Tara statues, I said, Bijaya, how many people will actually work on these statues? And he sort of paused and thought for a moment, and kind of counting in his head, and then he said 21. And we thought that was so auspicious that there would be 21 people working on the 21 Tārās. So he made this statue over the last 3 years. At a certain point, he had cast it, and it had come out. And when he saw it, he didn't think it was good enough. And so he melted it down and started again. And so that's why it's taken so long. It's taken really 3 years to come to us. And I want to personally thank all the donors. People were very generous, immediately generous. They were like, yes, we need this statue. Yes, right away. I'm giving right now. So we had a lot of people who gave a long time ago and perhaps wondered during this time if this statue was ever going to get finished. And just want to thank all of those people today. And then take a moment to thank Machig Labdrön. And she was an actual historical person, and she lived in the 11th century. She was a nun when she was young, and then she became a mother in her 20s, and she had at least 3 children. There's different versions of her life where she had more children, but she had, in the most sort of commonly accepted account, she had 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. And she taught the practice of chud, and she taught the practices of nature of mind. And one of the things that I think is misunderstood about Machig Labdrön is that she actually taught nature of mind more than the practice of the drum and the bell and so on that we associate with Machig Labdrön. She taught nature of mind based on the teachings of Prajnaparamita, which she recited extensively when she was a nun. She would go to people's houses and recite the 100,000 line Prajnaparamita Sutra and the 8,000 line Prajnaparamita Sutra. So she is extremely connected to Prajnaparamita, and she's extremely connected to our lineage. I practiced her from a very young age. First heard about her when I was a nun still. And actually, my first husband and I commissioned a translation of her biography. I don't think I've ever said that before, but that's true. We commissioned a translation of her biography from Annie Jimba, who was a Dutch nun, old friend of mine also. And it's a short biography. I don't know what happened to that. This was so long ago. It was probably 1974. But I remember we got it and we had it. And so I heard about her when I was still a nun and was somehow immediately touched by the chud practice when I heard it, and began to teach it under the auspices of Chögyal Namkhe Norbu Rinpoche. And she appeared to me in a vision in California, actually in Grass Valley, California, in, let's see, it would have been 1981, when he kept repeating the chud one night, our Namkhe Norbu chud, which isn't very long, it's about 20 minutes. He just kept repeating it. We were doing it again and again. And then somewhere in those repetitions, suddenly this female appeared in front of me, and she was coming out of the darkness, but I knew she was coming from a cemetery, and her skin was sort of a beautiful golden color, like the people in Nepal and India. It's beautiful golden skin. And she was old, and she had long gray hair and pendulous breasts. And she came out and she was just looking straight at me. She was right in front of me. It was really kind of shocking. It was hard to keep doing my bell and my drum. And she was challenging me. She looked like she was like, come on. And I didn't know why. I didn't know why she was doing that, but it was very intense. And then that night, I dreamt of going to Nepal, to this temple that I was very connected to, am very connected to, in Swayambhunath Temple in Kathmandu. I dreamt that I was trying to get there, but there were obstacles. And then the next night I had that dream again. It was a slightly different dream, but it was the same thing. I was trying to get to this place. And there was a war in Kathmandu. And then the next night, and this went on for a week, I was with Chögyal Namkhe Norbu at that time in a retreat on Long Day at Dzogchen practice. And it was a 3-week retreat, long. And we were practicing every day. And so after a week of these dreams, I finally went to Rinpoche one night and said, Rinpoche, I keep having these dreams. And does it mean I should go? Does it mean I should go to actually go there to this place? And he looked at me for a while, and then he said, maybe. Maybe you should. And I decided I should. And I went. And when I ultimately got there, which was quite a while later, I had my son then, who was quite young, and I had to leave my children with my Italian husband and go. And when I got there and finally got to the mountain and got up to the top of the stairs and immediately was greeted by Gyalwa, my beloved friend who actually just died this year. Gyalwa was a monk from there who was like a protector for me for many years. When I lived in Nepal, he always took care of it. Everything, made sure I had water, because at that time you had to carry water up that mountain, water and food and so on. And so he greeted me, and I told him I was looking for the stories of women teachers. And he kind of looked for a while, and he said, "Women teachers?" And I said, "Yes, Dakinis." And, "Oh, Dakinis, not women." So he could, like, Dakini, he could relate to Dakinis as teachers, but not ordinary women. So anyway, he nodded his head and then took me down into the bowels of the monastery and where his room was, and climbed up and took a big, thick Tibetan text down from the shelf and opened it and showed it to me. And it was the biography of Machig Labdrön. So she had sent me to this place to get her biography. And that was the beginning of Women of Wisdom, my book, Women of Wisdom. That was the first biography. It was her biography. And so I taught her practice of Chöd for many years. And as you may know, in 2007, again, through visions, I was told to go to find her lineage, and then went to Nepal and Tibet and was recognized in Tibet as her emanation in 2007, and then again in Nepal by Lama Wangdu. And so although I taught Machig for many years, and really she was the focus of all of my teachings, I was writing Feeding Your Demons at that time. I had never thought of like an emanation. And then I thought, well, it's really just means like you're working for her. This body is here working for her. And I thought, yeah, that's true. I am working for her. And so that's what we have been doing since then, focusing on that at Tara Mandala and all of her lineages, terma and kama, or oral lineages. And so now we already have this wonderful seated statue of Machig in the main shrine, but now we have this one in a more traditional posture. And we just completed it, and it feels seminal. My daughter-in-law, Katie, told me that the day that the statue arrived, that on both sides of the road going up Burns Canyon into Tara Mandala, fields of white flowers suddenly appeared, so that it's the carpet of white flowers. And Machig Labdrön's body is white body, like a crystal, kind of clear white. She said, "I have to tell you, there's flowers on both sides of the road." And we put the statue together. It comes in parts, and you have to assemble it a few days ago. And as soon as we saw it and felt it, it felt like, oh, something just shifted in the temple when we put that together. And so we realized that this holiday is coming, and that we would have this auspicious occasion to reveal it to all of the donors who offered for this statue, and also to all of you, to offer this occasion to be the first ones that actually see her face in the Tara Mandala temple. And then we'll have it consecrated. It will be filled with relics and so on. That will be inside the statue. But for now, it will be in the temple and revealed in her true glory. And so now we'll shift over to the temple, and I will welcome again my son, who will do the official unveiling of the statue. And we are now offering prostrations. Let's all of us visualize we're offering prostrations together, even if we can't. Let's visualize that we're offering prostrations to Machig Labdrön, to the Buddha, to Guru Rinpoche, Padampa Sanje, and Prajnaparamita. Auspicious to offer prostrations on a day like this. And so as Tulku Ösel unveils the statue, we will be singing the invocation of Machig Labdrön. So let's just keep the focus on the statue as we do this invocation. I think many of you know it, so we probably won't put up the words, so we can keep our eyes on the statue as this happens. And as this face is revealed and the statue is revealed, look at her body, just, the strength of her dance posture, with the right leg raised and the left leg extending in the dancing posture. That's a symbol of being in the world and being in meditation and dancing. So the Dakinis dance. They're not just sitting, they're moving. They're an expression of movement. And then that Khatvanga staff she's holding in the crook of her left arm, that symbolizes her hidden consort. And it has 3 different heads on it. It's a skull, a few days old severed head, and then a fresh head. And those symbolize the 3 kayas, the skull Dharmakaya, the several day head, the Sambhogakaya, and then the Nirmanakaya, the fresh head, the embodiment. And then she's holding the drum and the bell, and dancing on a sun and moon. And so take a moment and let's feel the actual Machig Labdrön coming into this statue, feel her presence, and then we will begin to do her invocation. This is an invocation that she gave to her son when he said, "How can I reach you when you're not here anymore?" And she said, if 3 or more people are doing this particular chant that we're going to do, I will be present. And it is a chant to her body, with the Om, her speech, with the Ah, and her mind, with the Hong. And so see her transmitting into you enlightened body from her third eye, enlightened speech from her throat, and enlightened mind from her heart. And from her forehead is coming white light, that's the body, red light, speech from the throat, and blue light, deep blue, glowing autumn sky blue from her heart, and that's mind. And feel yourself actually receiving empowerment from her. Perhaps we could put a link to the chant in the chat. So, okay. So let's sing a little bit before we take off before we unveil her. And then when you feel it's the right time to go, so you go ahead. Oh, Machig Mala Soade Machig Mala Soade Om Machig Mala Soade Karpo Om Chi Chinji Lap Marpo Aji Jinji Long Bonji Jinji Long Huson Tuki Chen Po Mayon Chen Go Bon To Par Sho Hey! O Machig Labdrön Sovade Machig Labdrön Sovade O Machig Labdrön Sovade Karpo Omji Jinjilo Marpo Aji Jinjilo Ngamponji Jinjilo Huson Tuki Chen Po Mayon Chen Go To Par Sho Hey! O Machig Labdrön Sovade Machig Labdrön Sovade Om Machig Labdrön Sovade Karpo Omji Jinjilo Marpo Aji Jinjilo Ngamponji Jinjilo Huson Tuki Chen Po Mayon Chen Go To Par Sho Ha! That's wonderful. Let's go right up to her face again. See her face. Oh, so amazing. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you could bring it a little closer even. Here she is. Wow. That's wonderful. Really feel her. Oh, wow. Yeah, the face is like this combination of bliss, intensity, wisdom, action, bliss and emptiness, fierce and peaceful at the same time. Extraordinary, extraordinary statue. Wow. Oh, yeah, it's radiant blessings. Radiant. Huh. Yeah, I have tears in my eyes too. She's here now. Everything will be okay. Yeah, Imaho. Yes, welcoming her. I can feel something shifting. Something shifting at Tara Mandala, but shifting also in me and in the whole world. These statues are representations of enlightenment and all of its forms, and this particular form of a woman from the 11th century who was so powerful and so profound in her understanding that she had students from India, from Nepal, from all over Tibet coming to her, receiving teachings from her, and her children also, and close disciples. The four close female disciples, many male and female disciples. And her teachings are so profound. We're still unraveling them, unveiling them, really deepening our understanding of them now, after so many years. Yeah, Joanna, our executive director, says, extraordinary. I remember when we conceived of having the statue made and raised the funds. So beautiful to see it come to fruition. Yeah. And this is the power of our benefactors, our donors, who really, not only this statue, but all of Tara Mandala, the walls are built out of the love and generosity of our Sangha. It didn't come from big foundations. It came from individuals who gave. Sometimes I say our walls are woven with love. I feel that. And the land was paid for with love, and people that knew and understood the importance of this place for this time and also in the future, to secure land like this, a large piece of land for the future, and to have established this temple and these statues. It's a shift in the whole world when something like this happens. And it will be a fountain of refuge and blessings and wisdom now and in the future. It already has been. So much has happened at Tara Mandala already. So many people have done personal retreat. So many teachings have been given. A terma has been revealed there, a treasure. Rinpoche said, it's tersa. It's the land, the sa, the ter, and the ter, the treasure. It's the land where treasure is revealed, tersa. And he's also said, and many lamas have said, it's a ne. Ne means a power place. So Tara Mandala it's not just land, it's not just a temple, it's a power place. And when you go there, you feel it, and everyone who lives there feels it. And it's a blessing. It's such a blessing to go and to be there, but also you can receive it from a distance in moments like this. So let's do one more time the 3 repetitions of the invocation of Machig. And maybe during that we could focus in on her face and all sing it together, everyone in the temple, and I'll be leading it. We can't put all the voices together because it sounds odd. It will pick up odd voices, but we'll all be doing it together. The invocation of Machig Labdrön that she created for her son, Tonam Sundru. Om Machig Mala Sovade Machig Mala Sovade Om Machig Mala Sovade Kar Karpo Om Chi Jin Ji Lo Marpo Aji Jin Ji Lo Marpo Ji Jin Ji Lo Kuson Tuki Chen Chen Po Mayon Chen Ko Po To Bar Sho. And when we sound the pet, feel the transmission coming into you. Oh, Machig Mala Soade Machig Mala Soade. Oh, Machig Mala Soade Karpo Om Chi Jin Ji Lo Marpo Aji Jin Ji Lo Marpo Ji Jin Ji Lo Kuson Tuki Chen Chen Po Mayon Chen Ko Po To Bar Sho. Oh, Machig Mala Soade Machig Mala Soade. Om Machig Mala Soade Karpo Om Chi Jin Ji Lo Marpo Aji Jin Ji Lo Marpo Ji Jin Ji Lo Kuson Tuki Chen Chen Po Mayon Chen Ko Po To Bar Sho. Thank you, everyone. So powerful. And thank you, everyone at Tara Mandala who made this possible. I know you all have been working hard to figure out the tech and the logistics. Particular thank you to Kathy Greg for the care of the temple for now years through the pandemic. Very dedicated, steady, and Clifton, who's now leading the community on the land in terms of being the manager there, the director, and also Tulku Ösel Dorje, who, my son, who's now the resident Lama at Tara Mandala, and really bringing the teachings, bringing all that aspect alive for the community and leading the community on the land spiritually. And also for Connor and Ben, who came out from New York to help with everything on the land this summer and worked on this. And Ivana also, Carmody, Clifton's beautiful wife, dedicated to Tara. It's a wonderful being to have on the land. And everyone else who's there on the land, Bodhi, who's been in the background through this and many things, and our beautiful Drimé in Poland. I always feel now that she's linking us to those prayers to Ukraine, where she is in Warsaw, still in relative peace, but holding all these refugees. And I want to take a moment to really thank Joanne Brion, who's our executive director for the last 5 years, and we're transitioning now to Robert Thomas, who's probably here as well right now. And Joanne has done a terrific job on every level with Tara Mandala and bringing so much clarity to all of our processes. And she worked so hard, so hard. And we're just so grateful, and I'm celebrating Joanne's merit, because there's so much merit in doing this kind of work. It's not just a job, it's not just what you're doing, it's why you're doing it and what you're doing it for, and that emanates into the merit. And so thank you to Joanne on this special day. And thank you to all of our board of directors and our staff, the residents and the ones that aren't in residence, our team Tara Mandala, and all of our Sangha. You are what makes it all happen, and all of that, the Tara Mandala wouldn't be there without you. So grateful, yes, grateful to all of you and to have shared this moment. And we are now going over to Sugalumek's place here in Encinitas, and we're going to be offering a song, which is a smoke offering, a purification, gathering of merit, removal of obstacles for Losar, and also 2 blessed prayer flags that we will be putting up. And then tonight at 7 p.m., we'll be doing the Chojal Namke Norbu Chut, that this chant of Machig came from, on the beach in Encinitas. So if you're anywhere near, we'll be halfway between North Cardiff Beach and South Cardiff Beach, in a beach that's colloquially called George's Beach, but that's not on any map. So it's just between those 2 beaches. At 7 p.m., we'll be offering the chut on the beach with those wonderful waves in the background. And I've been feeling the presence of Chojal Namke Norbu so much since he passed away. And such an honor to do this practice of his, and that he revealed this practice. It's really a terma. And this amazing chant and its melody comes from a traditional text, but he put it all together in a chut that we'll be doing tonight. So if you're anywhere near the area and can get here by 7 tonight, please join us. And then we'll be having a picnic afterwards. So the rest of you, please gather merit the rest of the day, make offerings, circumambulate stupas, circumambulate statues, read sutras, do that Muni, Mahamuni, Shakyamuni, Swaha mantra. Spend the day gathering merit, and don't eat meat today. It's good not to. And just gather merit in whatever ways that you know. And we gathered a lot of merit today, and such a beautiful moment to reveal the statue. And all of you who will go to the practices on the land, the retreats on the land this summer, will have an opportunity to see it. I'm hoping, if my obstacles are removed, that I will be there and see Tulku Ösel and Katie and my beautiful grandchildren there, and also hope to be at the Magyu gathering the beginning of August. And there's a Tara retreat coming up, Green Tara with Lopan Charlotta, that will be amazing on the land. So you can go now to the land. It's a limited amount of retreats we're doing, being cautious and so on, but it's happening. And next year we hope to be fully operating in the summer and spring and fall. So we'll see you on the land, I hope, and see you other places in the meantime for me. And if I can get to the land, I definitely will. Oh yes, there's the Sacred Art and Restoration with Lama Tsultrim on the land that's being posted now. That is actually going to be renovating all the art in the temple, all the paintings. And you'll learn from Lama Tsultrim, who was the artist for the whole temple, everything in that temple and in the community building. He was the artist. He's from Tibet, actually trained in restoration arts, did a course in that. And he'll be teaching a retreat. We've never done that before, to people of how to restore. And if you'd like to come and stay and work on restoration, that's also probably a possibility. You could apply for that. So, yeah, Lama Tsultrim Rinpoche, our beloved artist, and he's a Lama also. He's a really profound being. So if you have the opportunity to go and be with him and work on the temple, that's more merit. And of course, we shouldn't think of merit like, oh, I'm going to do this to get the merit. But it's more like it's fact. It does accumulate karmically. And it's good to think that way, just in the sense that, we're always accumulating karma, whether it's positive or negative. And the more positive karma we accumulate, the better our health will be, the better our, when we have a wish, our wishes will be accomplished, and so on. So all those accumulations are important. And today is a very important day for that. And so we decided that we're going to have this every year in Encinitas. Saga Dawa Düchen, we're going to have a day long of practices here. So if you didn't make it this year, you can come next year. And this is Encinitas, California, which is near San Diego. You can fly into San Diego or Los Angeles and come here. So it's only about half an hour from San Diego Airport. So excited to see the people that are coming today and to be with all of you today. It's really wonderful. Yeah, I'm seeing your messages coming in: love, compassion, gratitude, healing, blessing, prayers from Carrie, restoration, safety for all, gracias, and Tukala and Tara Mandala Sangha worldwide. Yes, wonderful. Oh, yeah. Wonderful to be with you. Let's hold that image of Machig's face, request special dreams, blessings, and thank you to Bijaya Shakya and all of his family who created this statue, and all of the donors who made it possible. Again, thank you for that, and all the donors who have made Tara Mandala possible and continue to do so. It's really incredible, and it really is a resource for the whole world. I feel that. I feel it is. And when we practice there, we are sending that out from that place. And our sanghas are all little emanations Machig Labdrön and of Tara Mandala. Yeah, thank you to all of you. So much gratitude to all of you. May you all be well and healthy and have longevity and use that longevity well to benefit beings. These are hard times in the world, and we need sanity. We need practitioners who can stay stable in these times and really work for the benefit of beings in these challenging times. And the birth of the statue will shift things in this world. And so wonderful to have her revealed. And we'll let you know when the consecration has been finished and perhaps revisit her again. And now we figured out the technology, and we're getting more tech equipment at Tara Mandala, so we'll be able to live stream retreats in the future and do things like this more easily. But we patched this together. I hope it was okay for you technologically, and we're working to improve it all the time. So it will get better and better. And it's just so amazing. You know, when I went to Tara Mandala, we started living there, you couldn't even make a phone call there. You had to actually go into town or climb up onto the top of the peak with a bag phone. Do you remember them? Phones that were in bags. And then try. And often it didn't work. And we didn't even get good internet until really just a few years ago. And so this is a miracle in itself that we could do this event. And it's taken a lot of work. Also, my son-in-law, Eric Adolphi, he's a high-tech person, does the technology and Telluride at their hospital, and he figured out how to get internet to the land. And so I want to thank him. And there's just so many people to thank. I don't want to thank too many individuals because then I'll forget people who are like, well, what about me? I don't know. And so if I did forget you, please forgive me. It's not because you're not appreciated. And so let's take a moment and I'll do a dedication of merit, and you can do that yourself and just silently or with me. Gewadi nyurduda yeshe kandro drujurne droa chicham malupa de salago barsho. Lama kukang zawa soa dab choktu kuse ringwa soa dab tinle tarshan japar soa dab lama dandrawa me barjin jilo. That's a prayer to all the lamas. Thank you very much, everyone. And may all the blessings continue through your day and through your life and into the night of the full moon. Nanda riksun langa chukunan kuda yeshe ropa jamlepe sabsang naljo chembo nyamlen la yerme tuki tigle rochik sho. Thank you. Yeah, people are still writing into the chat. So precious to be here today in the temple. See Machig, real blessing for present love. Machig, a wonderful program director. Thanking Carrie, thank you. Ellen, yeah, deeply grateful. Esther, Inap, sending love. Yeah, Drimé, thank you for everything that you've done in this and in Lama Live every week. And by the way, the next Lama Live, I'm going to talk about this research that I've been doing. I'm writing a memoir, and I started researching my grandmother because she gave me my first book on Buddhism when I was 15 in 1963. And I was wondering, like, why did she have a book on Buddhism? in 1963. So I researched her and I discovered that her professors, she was the fifth woman to get a PhD from Harvard Radcliffe. And it was in philosophy, and she studied Buddhism. Her professors were teaching Buddhism, Buddhist thought, along with Western philosophy. And then I tracked it back to early American thinkers like Thoreau and Emerson. And so I'm going to reveal this research that I did on the next Lama Live and talk about Francis Hall Rumanier and my grandfather, Arthur Stone Dewing. There's 2 PhDs in philosophy from Harvard who married, and he was a professor at Harvard, and she had 3 daughters. And the third was my mother, Ruth. So I'm going to talk about that at the next Lama Live, and that'll be this coming Sunday. So that'll be fun. I've been excited about it because realizing, there is actually an American lineage of Buddhism, as well as my Tibetan roots, and of course the roots in India with the Buddha and so on. It's interesting to find the American roots, at least some of them. So I'll discuss that. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, there's Lama Live on there. That's a program that I do every Sunday, sometimes with guests and sometimes alone. And so this will be just me this coming Sunday. And then we have coming up other guests, Joanna Hardy, who's a Theravada teacher and teaches now and leads the meditation through Apple. She's the one, if you have an Apple Watch or an Apple phone, sends those messages like breathe or meditate now. She'll be with me on Lama Live on, I believe it's July 3rd. And so on we go. Lots of love to you all, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lama Tsultrim and Tulku Ösel, that we could celebrate this most sacred day of the year together this way, and for having us with you at this truly amazing, moving moment of unveiling the Machig statue, and for your unceasing generosity in offering us precious teachings. We make many aspirations for your long life, continued good health, and happiness. Thank you. Thank you, dear community. Your presence here in honor of this special occasion matters so much. And for this, we truly bow to you all. And like Lama said, I also wanted to invite you to join our live stream meetings with Lama and other guest teachers on Lama Live. You can submit your questions, prayer requests. It's truly amazing to be together this way, so don't hesitate. We truly try to address every question that you're submitting. So this event can be viewed on the Lama Tsultrim's Facebook page, Tara Mandala Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. It's open to all and free to attend. And there are also many different opportunities to connect in learning and practice through virtual retreats and online courses being offered by Tara Mandala, which you can explore on our website. And joining our mailing list is truly the best way to stay informed about our upcoming offerings. Also, at the link in the chat, you will find information about our global sanghas. So if you haven't connected to any of them yet, we highly encourage you to do so. Remember that you can engage in online group practices offered by these sanghas no matter where you are located in the world. So it's just truly fantastic. It's important to recognize and appreciate how unique this opportunity truly is to come together in this virtual way, to be with our teachers and each other during these difficult times. So thank you so much for joining us. We are very touched and happy, and may your practice and commitments remain firm, and your heart of compassion radiant. May we meet again and again on the path, and may all beings benefit everywhere.